It is another week, and this is another sentence. Actually, this is one of my favorite books we've even read. One of my favorite picture books we've read the entire school year. It's called The Hermit Crab. And let's get started. So the sentence says, he curled up even tighter inside his new shell. All right, so if we're reading that sentence, we can notice that the end of the sentence ends with a period. So that means that it's either going to be a declarative sentence or it's going to be an imperative sentence. If you remember, imp means important, and that means that somebody would be giving a command. There's not a command in here. Nobody's being told what to do. It's just stating something that's happening. So this type of sentence is going to be declarative. And we'll get to the sentence structure later. It's actually big in our ELA stations this week on our Moby Max. So actually in Moby Max, I think they call it types of sentence, but to me it's more like the sentence structure. But I'm just going to put a smiley face because that's a reminder that that's an assignment that you're going to want to be working on. So the first word of the sentence, actually, you know what? I prefer going and finding words that I know easily. So I'm going to look for nouns. So I have he, that's not a noun, that's actually replacing a noun. So that's going to be a pronoun. So even though I'm searching for nouns, I'm going to go ahead and write that down. So he curled up even tighter inside his, that's not a person exactly or a thing, that's replacing the name of a person or a thing. So we're going to call that a pronoun too. His new shell. A shell is a thing. So we have one noun officially in the entire sentence. And then we have two pronouns. All right, now let's look for some action. He curled. Okay, curling is like how you change the way your body looks. It's a movement, so that is a verb. He curled up even tighter inside his new shell. None of the rest of those are actions. All right, so let's look from here. We have the word up even tighter inside his new shell. New. I know that new is describing the shell. It's describing a noun, so that's going to be an adjective. When we look up here, we have up even tighter inside. Okay. I noticed that a lot of these words seem like they're sort of describing the way that the curling is happening. He curled. How did he curl? He curled up. How did he curl? Even tighter. So it's just still describing the curling. However, an adjective describes nouns. What describes things that are not nouns? They're adverbs. So he curled up. Up is, in this situation, even though up usually sounds like a positioning word, which we would usually call a preposition, it's how he's curling. He's curling up. So this is actually an adverb. And then even tighter, those are each also adverbs that are referring to curled, because they are describing a noun instead of, or describing a verb instead of a noun. So they are both adverbs. All right, the only word we have left to identify is the word inside. So inside is showing the positioning of he inside, or he and the shell. He's inside of it. So that is a preposition. All right, looking pretty good. So if we know that that's a preposition, the prepositional phrase is inside his new shell. So that what's underlined is the prepositional phrase. Doing lots of smiley faces on this one this week. All right, so subject and the predicate. The subject's going to be pretty easy. The only noun we have in the sentence is shell, but is the shell the one doing the action? Is the shell curling? Is the shell... No, it's not. The action is always the verb, so that's curled, or curled up. And who is curling up? He, which, based on the title, you might be able to figure out. It's the hermit crab. So the subject is he, and what is he doing? He curled up. I kind of included up because it just sounded weird just to leave it as he curled. He curled up. All right, and we only have one subject and one predicate. We don't have any um, dependent clauses, which, like I said, is part of your Moby Max, so make sure you do all your Moby Max assignments this week. We don't have any of that. We don't have a conjunction, so this is just a simple sentence. Simple. And it's so simple that we're done in less than 6 minutes. Thanks, guys.